What's up YouTube, it's your boy Barcode. I'm back with another video. We have a new update coming to Summoner's War Lost Centuria. This brings in two new monsters for Summoner's War Sky Arena, my boy Molong and Jean. There's also a brand new spell called Brand of Doomsday, but more importantly, especially for the free-to-play players, and really all the pay-to-win players too, improved glory boxes, improved content rewards, and obviously some minor bug fixes and game improvements. I'm going to talk about the new update in this video and my thoughts on that. If you like this content, you know what to do. Sub, like, hit that bell dingy dingy thing so you know I post a video. Let's get right into it. Alright, let's get right into the nitty gritty, shall we? Two new monsters, Molong and Jean. Now these two monsters are definitely going to be Lucian counters, more Jean specifically. Molong can do his thing as well against Lucian, but Molong is water, even though the graphic in the picture says light. So he can glance. But let's talk about the skills. Molong's skill is Dragon's Dance. Attacks the enemy that's using a skill and stuns. The damage increases according to your defense. Okay, he's a defense-based monster, does more damage the defense he has, blah, 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 blah. The main thing is whenever someone is using a skill, he will attack that target and stun it. If no one's using a skill and use him offensively, he does attack and stun the forefront enemy. This is huge against any type of team comp that is specific for like 1 or 2 damage dealers like Lucians, Tessarians, even Berettas, whatever the case may be. But when you're thinking about elements, he can glance on Lucian, making him not stun him. Plus you also have Giant Warrior to think about. He won't be able to get stunned if he has Giant Warrior on. His passive, if he dies with an enemy's skill, so if someone attacks him and dies, he inflicts damage that ignores defense by 30% of Molong's max HP to the enemy target that attacked him. He's a defense-based monster, so he's going to have a low HP pool, I am sure, and you're probably going to build him on defense, but if you plan on using him in the front line, then maybe put him on energy so that when he does die, he will do more damage on his passive. His skill stones, the first one is increases his defense by 15%. The other one is decreases the mana cost of Dragon's Dance by 1, which is actually a really good. And his legendary is Dragon's Dance removes 1 beneficial effect for each hit. I feel like that's pretty mediocre for a legendary skill stone. But then again, if a Lucian or a Tessarian or whatever the case may be has an attack buff, yeah, you could strip that. That's whatever. But honestly, like, it's 4 mana. I'd rather have the mana cost lowered to 3 so that I can use him as a counter. Now let's get into Jean. Jean is a fire element, perfect for Lucian killer. Hero card, 4 mana cost just like Molong. His skill is attacks the enemy with the highest attack power and stuns the target. Jean's first skill stone increases the damage of Surprise Visit by 15%. His second skill stone decreases the mana cost of Surprise Visit by 1, which is kind of like Molong, so it's a 3 mana cost, big damage with a stun. Now his legendary skill stone, which is huge, a Surprise Visit leaves a peace sign on the target. Peace sign. The target with the peace sign will become the target of all single target attack skills. Now, depending on how long this debuff lasts, Jean could technically kill 1 person by himself. It'll have to get cleansed immediately. Now, the enemy team can manipulate this if they bring in some high attack power character that's over their main nuker. It's pretty hard to do that though. Now, the only way that Lucian won't be able to get stunned is if he resists or he has Giant Warrior. But Jean being fire, he has a pretty high chance of stunning him. But it's not only that. If you build your team comp with Big Brain, you can pair Jean with Hua, you can pair Jean with Ragdoll. Imagine this scenario. Lucian throws out his amp magic. You counter with Jean. The last person that used the skill is Lucian on the enemy team. You hit it with Ragdoll. Maybe it dies. Maybe it doesn't. But if he hasn't died yet, he's very low health. So you can bring Hua. Or you can just bring Konami and reset Jean. There's multiple different ways. And this meta is going to shift tremendously. Alright, let's talk about the new spell. Brand of Doomsday. It's a normal card. It grants defense down 3 on the enemy with the highest attack power and the enemy with the lowest HP. So that means 2 defense down 3s on 2 different people. When the target under Brand of Doomsday gets defeated, the Brand of Doomsday granted on other targets will explode at the same time, inflicting damage to all enemies and granting branding 1. Now this spell specifically calls out Jean and Hua, which is why I talked about how the meta is going to shift, especially against Lucian comps, and it's going to be Jean and Hua a lot. We'll have to see how much damage this actually does to all the enemies after it explodes. Branding 1 is not a really big deal, as we've seen before. It's like a phlegm stuck in your throat. But maybe if you throw in that crazy Viking and do another branding 2, since he got a buff, now you have a branding 3. The possibilities are endless. That could be big damage to the next person, but that's also a lot of mana usage. I don't really feel like this spell will actually be very good unless you run it with Jean or unless you run it with Hua. You don't necessarily need both of them, but if you run one or the other, Hua or Jean, then I would definitely use this spell. Or would I? I don't know what I would actually substitute for this just to get a branding 1. Alright, now, glory boxes. This is the nitty gritty of this patch. Yeah, new monsters are cool, but hey, this is rewards for everyone. This glory box improvement is going to help the game even more because it's going to have players want to play ranked more. The higher rank you are, the better glory boxes you get. Especially now that everyone is going to try to get the champion to maximize your cards and to get to the champion glory boxes so you can get extra stuff. More stuff. Gimme, gimme, gimme. As you can see from bronze and gold and to diamond, the rate ups on legend cards increase when you get up to diamond, which is awesome. When you get to master, the legend cards percentage increases up again for the rate up, and the skill stones rate up. And then when you get to that champion status, which I think is 5,000 now, legend cards go up even more for the rate up, and the skill stones go up even more as well. Not to mention glory boxes, and another reason why you want to farm ranked is because the contents rewards for each season has improved. Your main goal, in my opinion, is to hit 4,000 so you get that at least one ancient book. If you hit 4,000 at the end of the season, you're going to get 5,000 crystals, 350 winners marks, and that one ancient book. I mean, that's a 10 summon right there and a bunch in arena. The increase in rewards goes up for every 200 points you are. So if you're close to that 4,200 or 4,400, anything on the even number of the hundreds, I would push extremely to get to that next point because it's a big difference. If you're at 41.99 and you need 4,200, that's 500 crystals you're missing out on. Since this is a free-to-play channel, this title stuff does not really float your boat, does it? They added a couple little special ranks, which is awesome for the pay-to-win folk. I think that'll be pretty cool. It's going to be exciting to see what kind of flair it gives the titles, especially that absolute. I really like to see what it's going to look like. But don't worry about dropping in rank, because even if you hit 4,400 at one point in that season, the victory point reward system will now be given based on your highest victory points you achieve during the season. What I don't really agree with is the title reward will also be given based on the highest victory points you achieve during the season. I would hope that's not for absolute. Some new player can start boosting up the ranks and kill the top guy, I don't know, a couple times, and he might be at the top spot, but because that top player was already at 10,000 points or whatever the case may be, that new player is not going to get absolute. World Tournament's coming back. There were some issues with the first one, but I'm not going to talk about World Tournament too much. They fixed a bunch of bugs. I'll let you see that for about 5 seconds. Do 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 do. It fixed a bunch of battle stuff, network, internet issues, things like that. I never had any of these issues. Let me know if you did. And that's pretty much the update. There's one current event right now that you can hit up, and there's another one coming after the update. The current event that opened today on June 9th is the Star Collector. You have to play ranked. You have to get stars. You need 250 of them. It's not that bad. All you really need is about 20 stars a day in ranked. If you get 20 stars every day in ranked, you'll have your legend card by the end of the event. Also, after the update is complete, there will be a new event as well called Summoner's Duty. This is pretty much whenever you summon, you get a certain amount of cards. You need 1100 cards pulled total to get all the rewards in this event. The total amount of rewards total is 7 mystical books, 7,000 mana, and a normal skill stone ticket. Yeah, you know that's gonna be a dupe. Now this isn't summons, it's not what that means. That means if you do a single summon and you get a times 25 Gibraltar, that's 25 cards towards the first 70 that you need to get the first reward. Pretty simple, just play the game daily, play it often. You're gonna get this event done really quick. So that's the update and the events coming up. I hope you saved your glory summons. Thanks for watching. Make sure to check out the links in the description below. It's got the SWLC Pal website for deck build creation. It's got my Discord. It's got the link to my Twitch at Barcode. Stream every other night or every third night. If you like the content, you know what to do. Sub, like, dingy dingy bell. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.